You ever fought Goldberg?
No, Goldberg was retired.
All right, I mean, what if Goldberg come out of retirement? You want to fight Goldberg?
I would fight Goldberg any day of the week.
You'd fight Goldberg any day of the week?
I would fight Goldberg any day of the week. Bring Goldberg back. I will take him on anytime. I would love to
You'd beat Goldberg?
Look, I am a young buck. I am a young stallion. No offense to Goldberg, but his day has come and gone.
Are you trying to imply that Goldberg is old? Is that what you're saying?
I may or may not be saying.
You may or may not be saying. You sound like Max right now. Wait a minute, are you saying it or you're not saying it?
All right, I'm saying it. Goldberg's past his prime, and he can't hang with me, bottom line. That's what I'm saying.
Be that one again.
Put some respect on this man's name. Our next guest is one of Stephen A's favorite wrestlers. After 12 years away, he's making his much anticipated return for the ring. November 20th with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. It's so great to have Bill Goldberg here with us.
The man. I used to be the man. Now I'm I'm an advanced age.
Past your prime, as was just said?
Hell no, I'm not past my prime. Rollins is just trying to get a little rub. It's going to put him in the hospital, man. So he better pray to God that after I beat Brock that I got one more, or that I don't have any more in me, because his head will be served on a platter.
Trying to pull a George Foreman here.
Yeah, well, George was a little younger when he did it.
That's right.
And then Randy Couture, he was 42. Well, George was 45.
Yep.
I think I'm reinventing it. I mean, 50 is the new 20 or 30. I don't know, whatever. It is what it is,
Right.
man. But, I got to do what I got to do.
Wow. You're 30. It's like 40-something at best.
Come on, Max. You're supposed to be on my side.
All right, I'm on your side.
Talk to me about why you decided to come back now.
Kids. My kid. I'm a big, you have to set a good example. First and foremost, my wife and my son weren't part of my life when I was wrestling. It was 12 years ago. I've been married for 11 years. My son's 10. Do the math, Right. To be able to get the opportunity to be the guy one time in your life is an unbelievable opportunity. To be able to be that guy a couple times, awesome. To be able to have an opportunity to be that guy again at my age, where I am, what can you say?
So how does that happen? He's at school and the kids are talking about wrestling or something, and he comes home and is like, Dad, I want you to, take us through that.
The video game's what started it. WWE 2K17.
Yep.
We started the promotion. I went all around the country, all around the world promoting it. Once you put two and two together, I mean, the 2K's been the entity to bring these guys back. Traditionally, it's happened over the past 3 or 4 years, and here I am. I didn't think I'd ever be in that spot. Literally being the guy on the back cover, the downloadable character, and especially being a guy asked to come back to the WWE. One thing led to another. People put two and two together. Last time I wrestled was Brock. Though it was 12 years ago, people really kind of forget about that. They think that if it was in real time, it would be the same. Unfortunately, there are things that have happened throughout those 12 years, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to give them what they want. And, I'll say it once and I'll say it again, and people may have a problem with it, but there aren't enough superheroes left. And if I'm given the opportunity to possibly be that guy based upon my performance in my past, then I take it with flying colors, man, and I'll drive that ship.
Now, when you say there aren't enough superheroes left, what's your definition of a superhero, and what's missing in that regard from the world of sports in your estimation?
If I am the most valuable player in the NFL and I lose a game and I go to a press conference and walk out of it, that's not the example I want to set for people. In a day and age when people do that, I don't think it's the right example to set. So I'm here to be the opposite of that. That's all. I'm superhero, whatever, keep it in text, take it out of text. I just want to be somebody that these kids can follow and look up to.
Now,
that's
is there anywhere in your brain that says, okay, I got through an NFL career and a wrestling career, and I'm pushing 50, and I'm mostly in one piece, right? And I can talk and I can walk and all this stuff, and what am I doing?
I'm Goldberg, dude. If anybody could do it, it's me. And there aren't many people out there that can face Brock, and I truly believe that I'm still one of them. And the fans believe that I am too. And so, dang it, let's give them what they want to see.
I'm thinking about you departing from the wrestling world. Do you find yourself at times, or did you find yourself at times before you decided to come back, really reflecting on why you left? I've seen various interviews that you've done Talk to us about why you left and how much that thought process entered your mind when you decided to come back.
Well, again, I'm going to say superhero, and I'm going to say, set an example for the kids. But, there were things that were going on at that time that I really didn't agree with, whether it be character-wise or whether it be the direction that we were going. You can push the envelope, but at the end of the day, the kids are our audience. And, like NFL stars, NBA stars, soccer stars, whatever it may be, if you're a professional athlete, any kid 20 and under is going to look and emulate what you do, both positive and negative. And given the opportunity to be that guy again, there's a lot of responsibility.
How much of that guy are you still like? We were talking offset. Your high on the bench was 570. You've picked up big shows, just 500+ pounds.
Yes, he
right?
did.
What can you still pick up a 500-pounder in the ring?
Well, there was a guy over my house the other day, and he's one of the U.S. representatives for the Strongest Man contest, Robert Oberst, and he goes about 6'7", 420. And, I wanted to see if I still could get a guy like that up on my shoulders, and it was pretty easy. But, at the end of the day, man, I train I get a gym at the house. I'm a competitor. I'm a warrior. To the day I have a foot in the grave, I'm going to be lifting. I'm going to be punching people. I'm going to be getting punched by people. It's the competitive nature that I have, and it's the animalistic, kind of Neanderthal in me.
Right.
And it's never going to leave me. I'm a D lineman, for God's sakes. I bang my head. I got my nub back. I bang my head against walls to get in the mood. I smell the ammonia to go out there and do my thing. It's a passionate thing. It really is. I give my 100% in everything.
Sounds more and more like your wife was like, all right, I can't take this anymore. Get back into the ring.
That's what we got the gym for.
There we go.
She can expel me to the gym.
I got to ask you to say, I don't think you realize this about yourself from me. When they tell you I'm one of your biggest fans. I grew up watching the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, the Road Warriors, Magnum TA, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I mean, all of these dudes. And then you came along. That's the man right there. Who did you think about when you thought about getting into the sport of wrestling? Who did you want to emulate? Who did you want to be like? Whose act did you? When I say act, I'm talking about the entrance, everything. Who did you like the most?
I never wanted to be like anybody else. I wanted to take pieces of people's repertoire, whether it be a look, whether it be a move, whether it be whatever it may be. If I saw something that I liked from somebody, I didn't want to steal it or take it. I wanted to make it my own. Bruiser Brody was a huge influence of mine because he was one of the biggest, baddest dudes on the planet. He was like the Matuzak of wrestling at the time. I was a big Alzado Matuzak guy. My favorite movies, North Dallas 40. Right. I mean, let's be honest. I'm a Neanderthal meathead guy, so I'm drawn to those guys. I grew up watching professional wrestling with my grandmother. Texas Championship Wrestling, the Von Erichs, Brody, Dick the Bruiser, Stan Hansen. The monstrous heel guys, ironically, were my favorite because they beat the hell out of people and they had no remorse.
Right.
And that's kind of me, So, Road Warriors, with a look. Nikita Koloff with a look. Brody with his pace, with his violence. But at the end of the day, man, I'm a 275-pound D lineman that bangs his head against the walls, and I'm a Jewish kid from the Midwest, and I got to be myself. And so I took a little piece from everybody, and hopefully at the end of the day, I was able to come up with something that was entertaining.
Have
Obviously.
Have NFL players ever come to you? Because I imagine some of them have showed up in attendance when you've performed and they've seen the crowd and it's packed and it's hyped and they're
Wait till Buffalo in 2 weeks.
So I'm wondering, have NFL players ever come up to you asking you for advice on how they could make such a transition?
Oh, God, absolutely. No question. It's funny that would even be considered. But, I mean, maybe I'm one of the – Ernie Ladd, was one of the guys who made that transition. Kevin Green. Kevin and I roomed together at the Rams. He's one of the guys who was instrumental in me even considering the business.
Wow.
Steve McMichael.
I got it. So now that you're back, what you going to do to Brock Lesnar?
I'm gonna put my fist through his face. At the end of the day, man, I'm a huge fan of Brock's. I'm a big fan of Brock's because he's a competitor. He's a Neanderthal. I've been to his fights. I've been in his corner rooting for him. But at the end of the day, man, I owe him a rematch. 12 years ago, I beat him in front of God knows how many people. And, Madison Square Garden to WrestleMania 20. It didn't go down as the best match in history by any stretch of the imagination because everybody knew we were leaving. He was going to the NFL potentially, and I rode off in the sunset. And, it is what it is, man.
It's good to see
To
you
the
back.
UFC.
It's an honor, man. It's an honor. Yeah.
November 20th. Can't wait. It all goes down. And it's very easy to see why Stephen A. is such a big fan. Likable.
Hey, I'm a big
also.
fan.
Oh, Max,
Give him all the
too.
credit.
Sorry, Max, too.
Max doesn't
These
like me.
two.
That's cool. I got something
like
for you.
Goldberg?
Hey, when the cameras go off, Max, I got something for you.
Oh, snap.
I'm not helping you.
Can't wait.
I promise you that.
Goldberg, thanks so much
I ain't
for
getting in the
being
way of
here
that.
with us.
It's a huge
Appreciate
honor.
you.
It's a huge honor. And Lesnar, you're next, boy.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next, more First Take. Stay with us. A lot more to get into as the show rolls on.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. Let's talk.
The First Take, Your Take viewer contest is here. You could win a chance to debate Stephen A. and Max right here on national TV. All you have to do is go to firsttakeyourtake.com, upload a 1-minute video with your best sports debate. Keep it clean, no music, team logos, trademarks, or copyright material. 2 winners will be selected by our show staff, and we could see you at the debate desk taking on Stephen A. and Max. Here's a few of our latest submissions.
There is no way Tom Brady should be MVP this season. And there's so many reasons why. As great as Brady's been, Garoppolo had an 89.5 QBR in his 2 starts. Brady in his 3 starts has a 92. So he's not even 3 points better in QBR than his backup.
Tom Brady can absolutely win the MVP in 12 games. He's played outstanding these first 3, and if he plays close to it the rest of the way and the Patriots go 10-2, 11-1, which is very possible, he could definitely be a leading candidate.
I think it's the equivalent of Steve Kerr being the coach of the year last year after missing a third of the season. But what I wanted to point out is you have a lot of guys who have a phenomenal season. You have to look at these guys like Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Ezekiel Elliott, Drew Brees. These guys are having great seasons. I know the season's not over yet, but we have to take consideration when all this thing comes.
What do you think, guys?
Well, I didn't know what that noise was in that background for the one guy, the Will Kane lookalike.
Background
the
music?
Will Kane lookalike.
Oh,
I didn't know what was going on with that. But they were all right, but it wasn't comparable to what we saw yesterday and the day before. We had some hype videos. Those were okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I keep on bringing up the hip-hop comparison, but doing this for a living, it's like a rapper. So-and-so has the best lyrics, but so-and-so has the best delivery. It's not, none of that really matters. It's the lyrics and the delivery. It's not one or the other. You need both. You need the content and you need the flavor, both.
All
so
right.
here I heard some content, but some flavor was missing.
Challenging the people. I get it.
The Cavaliers absolutely has a legit chance of defending their crown, even with KD on the Warriors. I mean, you've got LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, and I expect them to play at an all-world level just like they did last year.
The Cavs have their work cut out for them this year. For starters, they're going to begin the season with a little bit of championship hangover, and they're definitely going to miss glue guy and key contributor in Matthew Dellavedova. Toronto's going to be there. The Celtics are better. And for some reason, LeBron usually has trouble with Derrick Rose-led teams.
But they have LeBron James, the 3-time NBA champ, 4-time NBA MVP, and the list just goes on and on. Not to mention the man almost averaged a triple-double in the playoffs last season. 26 points, 10 boards, 7 assists, and an insane 844 minutes played. And he's 31 years old, but the hairline, makes him look like he's 55.
Volume, though, in your hair, my friend.
That guy had something.
Those guys were solid.
Got to leave the joke at the end didn't work, but otherwise he was good.
I like the one with the nice kitchen.
What's up with the dude with the coffee mug? I mean, what was that
collar
about?
was up in the back.
We have mugs and drinks and stuff.
Well, I think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to copy us. No, we don't need you to copy us. We are us. Be you. But other than that, it was cool.
All right, let's move on. In a letter written to his younger self on the Players Tribune, 2-time NBA champion Ray Allen has announced his retiring. He currently holds the record for the most 3-pointers in NBA history. Your reaction, Stephen A., to Allen hanging him up?
I'm going to miss him because he's class personified. I know him. I know his family. They're wonderful people, especially his mama. Love her dearly. He's one of the great shooters in NBA history. Career 40% three-point shooter, which was a big deal because he was doing it when the NBA was rougher and it wasn't as easy to make those threes as he's doing it now. Reggie Miller's right up there. Larry Bird is right up there. But there's a legitimate argument that can be made that before Steph Curry came along, Ray Allen was the greatest shooter we've ever seen. And so I give him major props that he's class personified. Great guy.
He deserves even more credit, I think, as a shooter because Steph Curry's like a mobile artillery unit because he's the primary ball handler and can also shoot like better than anyone. But Ray Allen was doing it at a time when the three-point shot was not as focused upon. People weren't. So he stood out differently than anyone else had, and he just looked pretty doing it too. Like Steve Nash could shoot the three, but the shot was kind of ugly. Ray Allen was shooting it, and it just looked so good when he did it.
LeBron James in the Miami Heat lose that title against San Antonio if Ray Allen doesn't hit that shot.
Yeah,
the corner.
I mean, arguably for his era, when you factor all that in, maybe the greatest shooter who ever lived.
That's right.
Real quick, guys. Game 6 from Cleveland. Jamie Collins will be there. Stephen A.
I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. I'm rolling with the Cubs. Arrieta needs to show up and handle his business. But Tomlin's only given up 1 home run in 7 starts and 41 innings. It's going to be tough, but I'm not jumping off the bus. And I'm still going with the Cubs.
If Cleveland's in a tight spot, Andrew Miller has just been going bananas this whole postseason. I like Arrieta in this pitching matchup.
Oh, come on. I got to see the Cubs win this after all this time.
Cleveland. Go Cleveland.
Stop it. Greg Jennings is here tomorrow, and he has words for you. Can't wait.
Got more words for Max. Greg Jennings is my boy. I've known him for years. I ain't worried about Greg Jennings. He knows to be respectful. He knows.
He has no beef with Max. Stop it.
No. Max can handle himself.
We know.
Max can handle himself.
You can't handle yourself against Goldberg, though. I like that shot you guys had. You need to put that on social media. Stephen A needs to...
You ever fought Goldberg?
No, Goldberg was retired.
All right, I mean, what if Goldberg come out of retirement? You want to fight Goldberg?
I would fight Goldberg
You'd fight Goldberg any day of the week?
Goldberg any day of the week. Bring Goldberg back. I will take him on anytime. I would love to.
You'd beat Goldberg?
Look, I am a young buck. I am a young stallion. No offense to Goldberg, but his day has come and gone.
Are you trying to imply that Goldberg is old? Is that what you're saying?
I may or may not be saying.
You may or may not be saying. You sound like Max right now. Wait a minute. Are you saying it or you're not saying it?
All right, I'm saying it. Goldberg's past his prime, and he can't hang with me. Bottom line. That's what I'm saying.
Be that one again.
Put some respect on this man's name. Our next guest is one of Stephen A's favorite wrestlers. After 12 years away, he's making his much anticipated return for the ring. November